Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज शिल प्रभुपाद की जय. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. नामाचार्य शिल हरिदास ठाकुर की जय. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम महापुराण की जय. निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज हरे कृष्ण. ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज हरे कृष्ण. ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज हरे कृष्ण. Okay, Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone this morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. We are doing chapter 3, canto 3, chapter 15, text 43. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Text 43. तस्यारविन्दनयनस्य पदारविन्द किञ्जल्कमिश्रतुलसी मकरन्दवायु. कमिश्रतुलसी मकरन्दवायु. अंतर्गत स्वविवरेण चकारते साम. संक्षोभमक्षर जुषामपि चित्ततन्वो. तस्यारविन्दनयनस्य पदारविन्द. किञ्जल्कमिश्रतुलसी मकरन्दवायु. अंतर्गत स्वविवरेण चकारते साम. संक्षोभमक्षर जुषामपि चित्ततन्वो. तस्यारविन्दनयनस्य पदारविन्द. किञ्जल्कमिश्रतुलसी मकरन्दवायु. किञ्जल्कमिश्रतुलसी अंतर्गत स्वविवरेण चकारते साम. संक्षोभमक्षर जुषामपि चित्ततन्वो. संक्षोभमक्षर जुषाम. प्रभु जी प्रभु दो. तस्यारविन्दनयनस्य पदारविन्द. किञ्जल्कमिश्रतुलसी मकरन्दवायु. अंतर्गत स्वविवरेण चकार तेषाम् क्षोभमक्षरजुषामपि चित्ततन्वो तस्यारविन्दनयनस्य पदारविन्द तस्यारविन्दनयस्य पदारविन्द किञ्जल्कमिश्रतुलसी मकरन्दवायु अंतर्गत स्वविवरेण चकार तेषाम् संक्षोमभक्षरजुषामपि चित्ततन्वो। माताजी तस्यारविन्दनयनस्य पदारविन्द किञ्जल्कमिश्रतुलसी मकरन्दवायु अंतर्गत स्वविवरेण चकार तेषाम् संक्षोभमक्षरजुषामपि चित्ततन्वो। Okay, word for word translation. Tasya, of him. Aravinda Nayanasya, of the lotus-eyed Lord. Padaravinda, of the lotus feet. Kinjalka, with the toes. Mishra, mixed. Tulasi, the tulasi leaves. Makaranda, fragrance. Bayuhu, breeze. Antagataha, entered within. Shobivarena, through their nostrils. Chakara, made. Tesham, of the Kumaras. Sanchobham, agitation for change. Aksharajusham, attached to impersonal Brahma realization. Api, even though. Chittatanvo, in both mind and body. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. When the breeze carrying the aroma of tulasi leaves from the toes of the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead entered the nostrils of those sages, they experienced a change both in body and in mind, even though they were attached to impersonal Brahma understanding. Purport. It appears from this verse that the four Kumaras were impersonalists or protagonists of the philosophy of monism, becoming one with the Lord. But as soon as they saw the Lord's features, their minds changed. In other words, the impersonalist who feels transcendental pleasure in striving to become one with the Lord is defeated when he sees the beautiful transcendental features of the Lord. Because of the fragrance of his lotus feet carried by the air and mixed with the aroma of tulasi, their minds changed. Instead of becoming one with the Supreme Lord, they thought it wise to be devotees. Becoming a servitor of the lotus feet of the Lord is better than becoming one with the Lord. Very nice purport. Okay, let's do Mangalacharan. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Nitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakha Nitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vangsha Kalpataru Bhesha Kripa Sindhu Bhyaye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome again. So in the purport, Prabhupada is giving the trying to say 4 Kumaras before the incident happened. When they entered the Vaikuntha, the 2 doorkeepers Jaya and Vijay stopped them. Prabhupada is saying in this purport that before that incident happened, they weren't devotees. They were impersonalists, attached in the impersonal Brahma realization. They were in that position. And after the aroma from the lotus feet of the Lord mixed with the tulasi entered their nostrils, and then they became devotee. They thought it is wise to become devotee rather than staying attached to the impersonal Brahma realization. They thought that. So Prabhupada is trying to give these things. So we'll try to discuss on impersonal Brahma realization and devotees. These things we'll try to discuss today in class. So yeah, what happens normally when living entity comes in material world? Initially he is completely ignorant. He just comes, lives like an animal, eating, sleeping, mating, defending. These 4 propensities he spent his whole life. When he is ignorant, when he develops little intelligence, he thinks that, there is higher degree of enjoyment, higher degree of pleasure in the heavenly planets. I think I should go there. So he starts to think that, and he becomes karmakandi. From there he becomes karmakandi. And these things goes on. After he enjoys the heavenly planets, he enjoys all the material opulences, and he becomes tired of with that. And he starts thinking, I think there should be something beyond than this. This is not giving me real happiness. This is not fulfilling the gap of my heart. I think there is something beyond this. He starts to think that. And then he comes to Brahma realization. And in condition of the Brahma realization, when living entity is in the situation of the Brahma realization, if he is fortunate and if he gets the opportunity to do the sadhu-sanga, and if he gets the opportunity to hear the harikatha from the sadhu's mouth, he becomes devotee. So that's how ordinary living entity comes to the karmakandi, and then Brahma realization, and then finally devotee. That's the journey actually normally. So somewhere in the purport, Prabhupada, I think it's in 10th canto, Prabhupada was saying in the heavenly planets, there is superior degree of enjoyment, more enjoyment than in this bulok, than in this earth. And more than that the pleasure of the heavenly planets or material opulences, there is more pleasure in the impersonal Brahma realization, impersonal Brahma Sukh. There is more there. And beyond than that, the ocean of the impersonal Brahma Sukha, ocean of the bliss of the impersonal Brahma realization, that can be dried up even with the one drop of the nectar of the devotion. So Prabhupada was trying to say, saying in the 10th canto, I think I read somewhere in the purport. So that's the power of bhakti. That's why it is said, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the ocean of the nectar of devotion, like that. So one drop of the nectar of devotion can dry up all the happiness of the impersonal Brahma realization, all the happiness of the material opulences and everything. That's why devotional service, bhakti, that is always superior than karma kanda and Brahma realization. That's always superior. So I'm just reading the purport here. They are saying like Prabhupada is trying to say like Kumaras were impersonalists before. So after reading this verse, in this line, I remembered one story, beautiful story of Madhusudan Saraswati. Madhusudan Saraswati was very famous sannyasi. He was follower of the Shankaracharya. He was also Brahman, he was also Brahmavadi. And wherever he goes, he used to argue with people, debate with people, ask with people question, what is the absolute truth? What is the absolute truth? What is the final end? Like that he used to ask and he used to debate. And he used to win other people's and he used to be happy in that condition. One day, fortunately, he went to Vrindavan. And fortunately, he met one devotee of the Krishna. And devotee asked him, so you debate with everyone, you ask question to everyone, right? And he said, yes. And the devotee asked again, then when you win others in debate, you feel happy, right? Like that devotee asked. And the Madhusudan Saraswati said, yes. And the devotee asked again. So, you think you are Brahman, right? Like that devotee asked. And then Madhusudan Saraswati said, yes. And don't you think others are also Brahman? Like that the devotee again asked to Madhusudan Saraswati. And Madhusudan Saraswati said, yes, others also Brahman. Like that. And the devotees asked, then if you think you are also Brahman and others are also Brahman, then why do you get pleasure in winning the Brahmans? Like that he asked the questions to Madhusudan Saraswati and Madhusudan Saraswati couldn't answer anything. And from that time, he changed his mind. Because of the question of that devotee, he changed himself from Brahmavadi, from asking questions to others, debating, winning, enjoying. From that, he changed his propensity and he starts to thinking about becoming devotee. He starts to think about there should be something beyond than this. And he was staying in Vrindavan at that time and he became devotee and he got the darshan of the Krishna. Krishna gave him the darshan, beautiful form of the Krishna. Sorry. And after that incident, he returned to his place. He had so many followers. Before he used to say like Brahman, absolute truth is Brahman, like that Brahmavadi. Only that kind of instructions, only that kind of lectures he used to give before. But after that, he changed, he became devotee. And when he go to that same group, same followers group, they found him changed, completely changed. He was not like this before. Why he has become like this? He asked. And the followers of the Madhusudan Saraswati asked him, you used to say before Brahman. Now what do you think? What is the absolute truth? What is the tattva? Like that followers of the Madhusudan Saraswati asked him. And Madhusudan Saraswati says, Vamshi vibhushit karat navanir dabhat Pitambara daruna bimbafala dharoshthat Purnendu sundar mukhat arabindanetrat Krishnat param kimapi tatva aham na jane. He says, Krishna is the absolute truth. Krishna is the tattva. Krishna is the one and only tattva. I don't know anything else than that. Like that Madhusudan Saraswati says. The verse goes like, Vamshi vibhushita karad. The Lord Krishna. He saw the form of the Krishna. He saw the form that Krishna's lotus hand was decorated with Vamshi flute. Vamshi vibhushita karad. Navanira davat. And his bodily color was just like that of the fresh cloud, bluish black fresh cloud. Krishna's body was also resembling that bluish black fresh cloud. And he's saying that Vamshi Vibhushit Karat Navanira Davat Pitambara Daruna Bimba Fala Daroshta. And Krishna was wearing the Pitambar yellow dress. Krishna was wearing the Pitambar yellow dress and Daruna Bimba Fala Daroshta. Krishna's leaves was so reddish like Bimba Fala. There is something called Bimba Fala. So that is also very, very reddish. And Madhusudan Saraswati is trying to resemble that two things, Krishna's lotus feet and the Bimba Phala. Krishna's lotus feet is reddish like Bimba Phala, like that he's saying. Purnendu Sundar Mukha Arabinda Netra. Purnendu Sundar Mukha. Krishna's lotus face is so beautiful, just like full moon. Purnendu Sundar Mukha. And Arabinda Netra. And Krishna's lotus eyes are just like lotus petals. Krishnat param kimapi tattva aham na jane. So, I know that Krishna whose hand is decorated with Vamshi, whose bodily color is just like that of the fresh cloud, who puts the yellow garment, yellow dhoti, and whose face is just like the beautiful shining moon, whose eyes is just like the lotus petals. I know that Krishna is the ultimate truth. I don't know anything else. Like that Madhusudan Saraswati said. That was the realization of the Madhusudan Saraswati. That's how, because of the meeting with the devotee in the Vrindavan, Madhusudan Saraswati, before he was like Brahmavadi, and finally he became devotee. So that's the importance of sadhu-sanga and sadhu-seva. And there is very famous example in Srimad Bhagavatam as well. Sukadeva Goswami, he stayed in the womb of his mother for 16 years. He was hesitant to come out from the womb because he was so worried. If I come out, illusory energy will cover me. I will also fall in the trap of Maya. Like that, he was so worried. And Lord Krishna, he himself came and said to Sukadeva Goswami, my dear Sukadeva Goswami, you come out. Maya will not touch you. Like that Krishna says. And then Sukadeva Goswami takes birth. As soon as he takes birth, he runs away. He doesn't want to be in the Maya, He runs away from the home. The reason there is reason why Sukadeva Goswami is taking birth. Vyasadeva, when he narrated, when he prepared all the Puranas, all the Mahabharata and everything, and at that time he hadn't prepared the Srimad Bhagavatam. At that time he hadn't prepared. So he was in a distress. He was kind of frustrated. He was not satisfied within himself. I have done everything. I have created all the Puranas. I have created all the Mahabharata and everything. Still, why I am not feeling satisfied? Like that he was thinking. And his spiritual master, Sri Narad Muni, comes and gives him the guidance. Hey, you have described everything, but you have not described the real truth. But you have not described the real nectar. You have to describe the activities of the devotees of the Lord and the activities of the Lord and their relationship. You have to describe that, and then you will feel satisfied. Like that, Narad Muni gives instruction to his disciple, Sri Vyasadeva. And finally, Vyasadeva writes the Srimad Bhagavatam. And Vyasadeva was thinking, now yes, I have written the Srimad Bhagavatam. I have written the essence of all the Sastras, all the Puranas, all the Sastras, essence Srimad Bhagavatam. I have narrated this, I have written this. Now I need someone to propagate this. So he hadn't found any suitable candidate to propagate the Srimad Bhagavatam at that time. And he was praying to Krishna that let me have a son who can propagate the Srimad Bhagavatam like that. And then there is different incidents. Like that, Sukadeva Goswami comes to born. Sukadeva Goswami comes to take birth. That's the story. And as soon as Sukadeva Goswami takes birth, he leaves the home. He goes in the forest. He was Brahmavadi at that time. He was just meditating on the impersonal Brahma. And Vyasadeva is trying to call him, my dear son, please come back. Like that. But Sukadeva Goswami is going away. Vyasadeva is also very, very wise. Look, now what he does, he teaches some of the slokas of the Srimad Bhagavatam to his disciples. And when they go to the forest, he gives them instruction. When you go to the forest, he used to send intentionally to his disciples to the same forest where Sukadeva Goswami was residing. And when you go to the forest, sing this verse like that. Vyasdev taught to his disciples. And Sukadeva Goswami in that particular forest, and his Vyasdev's disciple goes there to collect some woods like that. And they sing the verse. They sing the verse. And when Sukadeva Goswami hears that, he comes out of his bliss of the Brahma realization. Hey, what is that? Like that he comes out. And he asks to that disciples of Vyasadev, where did you get this nectar from? Can you teach me? Like that he asks. And the disciple says, yes, our spiritual master taught us. He taught us. He has so many nectarian verses like that. You want to learn? Like that they ask. Sukadeva Goswami says, yes, I want to learn. And then they take Sukadeva Goswami to the home, and Sukadeva Goswami knows that, oh, he's my father again. And then Sukadeva Goswami learns Srimad Bhagavatam from his father like that. Sukadeva Goswami learns Srimad Bhagavatam from his father, and same Bhagavatam which Sukadeva Goswami learned from his Vyasadev narrates to the Sri Parikshit Maharaj at the last day of the Parikshit Maharaj. And in that assembly, there happened to be the Suta Goswami. There happened to be Suta Goswami as well in the assembly, where Sukadeva Goswami is narrating Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. And same Suta Goswami again went and narrated Srimad Bhagavatam, which he heard from Sukadeva Goswami to the 88,000 rishis of Naimisharanya. And same Srimad Bhagavatam, which we are reading now. We are so fortunate, right? Srimad Bhagavatam coming like this. So the point I am trying to say is, the disciples of the Vyasadev, they narrated two verses there. The two verses I am going to describe here. Two verses from Srimad Bhagavatam they narrated. So the verse goes like this. One verse describes the beauty of Krishna, and other verse describes the quality of Krishna. The verse goes like this. Varha pidam natavara vapuhu karnayo karnikaram bibrad basakanaka kapisham vaijayantim chamalam randhran benuradhara sudhaya purayan gopa brindai brindaranyam supadaramanam prabhisad gita kirti. This verse is from Venu Gita chapter. This form of Krishna is this is the form which gopis are seeing in the meditation when Krishna goes to look after the cows in the forest in the daytime. So this verse was meditated by gopis. And same verse the disciples of Vyasadev sang, and Sukadeva Goswami's impersonal Brahma realization broke up, and he became attracted with this beauty of Krishna. So this verse is trying to say, Barhapidam natavara bapuhu karnayo karnikaram. Lord Krishna puts Barhapidam, that means peacock feather in his head. Barhapidam natavara bapuhu. And he makes his body like that of a dancer. When he goes to the forest, he decorates himself, he makes his body like that of a dancer. Natavara bapuhu. And karnayo karnikaram. Lord Krishna puts, there is flower names Karnikar. That Karnikar flower is bluish in color, that puts over his ears. Just yesterday Chhiring Prabhu was also mentioning. Bluish Karnikara flower Krishna puts in his ears. And next line says, Vibrat Basa Kanaka Kapisham Vaijayantim Chamala. And Krishna is putting the yellow dhoti garment, which is just like which resembles the color of the gold. Yellowish dhoti he is putting on. And Vaijayantim Chamala. And Krishna is putting the Vaijayanti Mala. Chhiring Prabhu was yesterday saying, Vaijayanti Mala is made with 5 flowers. They are Kanda, Mandara, Parijat, Kamala and Tulasi. These 5 flowers make the Vaijayanti Mala. And Lord Krishna puts this Vaijayanti Mala when he goes to look after cows, when he goes to herd the cows in the Vrindavan in the daytime with his friends. And third line goes, Randhran Venu Radhara Sudaya Purayan Gopa Vrindaye. When he goes to herd the cows, Lord Krishna blows his Venu, blows his flute. He puts the nectar of his lotus feet, Adhara Sudha, nectar of his lips to his flute. That is, this line is saying that. And Purayan Gopa Brindai, Brindaranyam Sopada Ramanam Prabhishat Grita Kirti. And Lord Krishna walks in the Vrindavana, land of the Vrindavan. walks in the land of Vrindavana, and that land is decorated with the marks of the lotus feet of the Krishna. And at the same time, Lord Krishna's friends are chanting, singing his glories. So this was the meditation gopis saw. When Krishna went to look after the cows in the forest, and Krishna played Benu. This was the form gopis were seeing, and same verse, same form. Disciples of Vyasadeva was singing, and Sukadeva Goswami was being attracted. And there is one more verse. This verse goes like, Aho bakiyam istanakalakutam jigham paya yadapya sadvi levhe gatim dhatrichitam tatonyam kamba dayalum saranam brajema. So the previous verse is describing the beauty of Krishna, and this verse is describing the quality of Krishna, merciful quality of Krishna. This verse was spoken by Uddhava to the Vidur. I think it's in 3rd canto. Uddhava tell this verse to Vidura, and this verse is trying to say like how Krishna is merciful. When Krishna was a small kid, at that time Putana came to kill Krishna, putting the Kalakuta. Aho bakiyam. Baki means Putana. Istana Kalakutam. In her breast, she is putting the Kalakut poison and trying to kill Krishna. But Krishna is giving. She is trying to kill Krishna, but Krishna is giving. Leve gatim datruchitam tatonya. Krishna is giving the position of the mother to the Putana who is trying to kill Krishna. So that's the mercy of Krishna. That's the mercy of Krishna. So yeah, when these two verses describing the beauty of Krishna and describing the mercy of Krishna was sang by disciples of Vyasadeva, Sukadeva Goswami became attracted and came back home and learned Bhagavatam. So that's the thing. So, and other thing, yes, impersonal, the point coming again is impersonal Brahma realization to devotee. Whenever someone becomes devotee, there has to be effect of the sadhus in his life. Without the effect of the sadhus, I think no one can become devotee. There has to be effect of the sadhus. Just like in the case of Sukadeva Goswami. The disciples of the Vyasadeva, because of that effect, because of them, he came back and he read Bhagavatam, he learned Bhagavatam and he became devotee Sukadeva Goswami. Same way, Madhusudan Saraswati. He went to Vrindavan, he had fortunately met the particular devotee, and from that time he changed. He was Brahmavadi before, and then again he became devotee. So the point I am trying to say is, whenever someone becomes devotee, there has to be effect of the sadhu. There has to be effect of the sadhu. That's why sadhu-sanga, sadhu-seva is very, very important. Very, very important. That's why it goes like, there is verse, it goes like, sadhu-sanga, sarva shastra ko hai. Lava matra sadhu-sanga, sarva siddhi hai. Sadhu-sanga is very, very important. Sadhu-sanga, sadhu-seva is very, very important. Even a fraction of the sadhu-sanga can give the sarva siddhi, can give the all perfection. That's the importance of sadhu-sanga. So, sadhu-sanga, sadhu-seva. My Gurudev would say in his lecture, so 2 ways we can serve sadhus. One is hearing harikatha from them. And the other is giving them bodily comforts, like giving them massage, arranging the nice staying place, giving nice foods, like that. 2 ways we can serve sadhu. So whenever and wherever we get the chance to serve sadhu, we should be so eager. Even a fractional association, even a just moment of association of sadhus can give all perfection. That's why we should be very, very eager. Very, very eager. So there are so many examples in the Shastras also. Like because of the moment of the sadhu sangha, so many people get perfection. Just like we hear the story of Mrigari. Mrigari used to half kill the animals, and he used to the half killed animals used to suffocate, and he used to struggle for living, and finally the animal would die. And seeing this, the Mrigari used to enjoy. And fortunately, Narad Muni, because of association of Narad Muni came there and he gave him instruction. And finally, he asked Narad Muni asked him like, why are you doing like this? And Narad Muni gave him instruction about karma, everything. And finally Narad Muni give one beautiful instruction about doing bhajan. And Mrigari does the bhajan. And at the end he becomes very nice Vaishnava. Before he used to enjoy seeing the dying animal. But after doing bhajan, after being devotee, he was even hesitant to kill the ant, small ant. When Narad Muni, while he was doing bhajan, Narad Muni came to see him. And when he was going to pay dandavat to his spiritual master Narad Muni, he happened to see the ants walking in the way. And at that time he was hesitant to kill even the ant. So that's the effect of sadhu-sanga. That's the effect of sadhu-sanga. Same way, Ratnakar Daku, you know his story. He used to be the thief, he used to be the rogue. But because of the association of the Narad Muni, he also became the Valmiki. He became Valmiki. At that time, what was the position of the Ratnakar? Ratnakar was, it was very hard for Ratnakar to say even Ram. Very hard to say even Ram. So that's why Narad Muni used to give him, okay, if it is hard to say you Ram, you say Mara. Like that, you keep on saying Mara, you chant Mara, 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 like that. And Ratnakar Daku used to chant Mara, Mara, Mara. Like that Mara, Mara, that is happening, being like Ram, Ram, Rama. So after tapasya, after chanting that Rama, Rama, he also became devotee, he also became Valmiki, and he wrote the Mahabharata, he wrote the Ramayana. So that is the effect of the sadhu-sanga again. And there are like Duija Patni in the Vrindavan. Duija Patni. There is the story of Duija Patni. Lord Krishna, like one time, goes to herd the cows in the forest. He becomes hungry with his friends, and his friends sends to the house of the Brahmanas who are doing yajna to ask for some food. But the Brahmanas refuse to give the food and come back to Krishna. His friends come back to Krishna, and Krishna tells, okay, you don't go to Brahmanas, you go to wife of the Brahmanas, like that Krishna says. And according to the order of the Krishna, instruction of the Krishna, cowherd boys goes and asks food from the Brahmana Patnis, Duija Patnis, the wives of the Brahmanas. And as soon as the wives of the Brahmana heard there is Krishna in the forest and he is hungry, they immediately pick up everything, whatever is there, whatever food is there, immediately they collect and goes to see Krishna. So they were so eager to see Krishna. So in the Bhagavatam it is mentioned that they were in the conjugal relationship mood. In that mood they were, in that rati. Madhurya rati, they were in the Madhurya rati. So how did they happen to be in that rati? How did they develop that kind of rati? Same thing, it is mentioned in the Bhagavatam. Whenever someone used to come from Vrindavan, especially from the village of Krishna, particular village of the Krishna, when someone used to come, they used to hear about Krishna. They used to hear about Krishna from them. How naughty Krishna is, how beautiful Krishna is, what kind of qualities he has got. Like that they used to hear. And after hearing, they developed the love for Krishna. And they were in the Madhurya Rati. That's the effect of, again, hearing Harikatha. Hearing from sadhus. That's the effect. Similarly, there is famous example, Sri Narad Muni. Narad Muni in his previous life, he was like a son of the maid servant. And at that time, Chaturmasya time, sages used to come there in his house. And at that time, he used to serve the sages. He used to eat the food left by sages, and he used to hear Harikatha from sages. Like that, Narad Muni became devotee. So point I am trying to say is sadhu-sanga. Sadhu-sanga is very, very important. So the two way we can do sadhu-sanga, sadhu-seva, that is hearing Harikatha from them and giving them bodily comfort, arranging nice foods for them, like that. So Vyasdev says about hearing Harikatha, Nigama kalpa taro galitam phalam Sukha mukhadamri tadraba samyutam Pibat bhagavatam rasam alayam Muhurahorashika bhubi bhavuka. About hearing Harikatha, Vyasdev is giving instruction to all the expert man, all the intelligent man. My dear expert and intelligent man, you hear Harikatha, You hear Harikatha, Nigama Kalpa Taror Galitam Phalam. This Harikatha, if Vedic literature is like a desire tree, Nigama Kalpa Taror Galitam Phalam. If Vedic literature is the desire tree, then the Bhagavatam is the ripened fruit of that desire tree. Ripened fruit of that desire tree. And Sukha Mukha Damritam Dravam Samyutam. That ripened fruit of the desire tree of the Vedic literatures, because of the spoken by Sukadeva Goswami, that has become so nectarian and so tasty. Vasudev is saying. That's why, Piva the Bhagavatam Rasam Alayam. Drink Bhagavat, he is saying. Hear Bhagavat Katha. How often should we hear? Rasam Alayam. Drink the nectar of the Bhagavat, drink the nectar of the Harikatha until you get liberation, and after getting liberation as well. Just like Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya, Vasudev is saying. So that's the importance of, again, Harikatha. That's the importance of Harikatha. That's the importance of sadhu-sanga. So yeah, I will quickly cover the points, whatever we discussed. We discussed like how living entities comes, and how his journey starts from ordinary living entity, Karmakandi, to impersonal Brahma, to devotee. We discussed that. And we discussed the story of Madhusudan Saraswati, how he became devotee before he was Brahmavadi. And we discussed the story of Sukadeva Goswami, how because of the effect of the sadhu-sanga, he also became devotee. And we discussed the importance of sadhu-sanga. So yeah, that's it. Sadhu-sanga is very, very important. Sadhu-sanga sarva shastra ko hai. Lava matra sadhu-sanga sarva siddhi hai. Even a moment of the association of the sadhus can give all perfection to us. So let's be eager to serve sadhus. Let's be eager to do sadhu-sanga. So with that, I will end here. If there is any comments and correction, please welcome. Yes, Prabhu.
Attached to impersonal Brahman realization.
Yes, Prabhu.
The concept of Mayavadis and Brahmavadis is touched upon in the last couple of weeks in the classes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Brahmavadis believe in the personal form of the Lord, but they still want to merge into Brahman.
Yeah, Ghanshyam Prabhu was saying yesterday, right? Brahmavadis, they don't believe the person, Lord, Supreme Lord has the form. They don't believe. They don't believe that. Ghanshyam Prabhu was saying yesterday, right, Prabhu? Yes, Prabhu. Yes. Yes, Prabhu.
The 5 types of liberation.
Yes, Prabhu.
Salokya, Sadhishti, Samithya, Sadhukya, and Ekatva.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that the last type of liberation is condemned or not encouraged?
Ekottam.
Like all 5 prescribed or
That is, the 5 is the type of liberation, but the last one is not recommended. Sayujya Mukti is why not recommended? Why is not, that is not recommended because Sayujya means nothing but sacrificing own existence, our own existence. That is merging into Brahma. There is no existence for us. Just impersonal Brahma. We just merge in that, there is no existence for us. And Prabhupada says, when someone merges in Brahma, they have chance to fall down in the material world. Because there is no engagement, when they merge into Brahma, just Brahma, like that. There is no engagement, there is no taste coming, so they will fall down in the material world. That's why it is not recommended.
it's called liberation.
Yeah, it is again liberation, that is not material state, That is not in the material plane. That's spiritual plane, that's why it is called liberation. But that is not recommended because that is sacrificing own existence, like that. Yes, Prabhu.
The Lord actually raised a garden fully made of tulsi leaves. seed leaves from the toes of the Lord.
Yes, Prabhu.
So, is that what they actually smelled as soon as the Lord came? Not from the garden, but as we actually see Radha Gopinath, he has got this leaf as well.
Yes, Prabhu.
So that's what they were actually smelling, not from the garden.
Yeah, it is in the purport also clearly saying from the lotus feet of the Lord. Tulsi aroma coming from the lotus feet of the Lord. Yeah, same fragrance entered in their nostril, they became devotee. So in the purport also is saying from the lotus feet coming. Mala not mentioned, garland not mentioned in the purport. Prabhu? Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Very systematic and beautiful examples. Just on the point you mentioned about two types of serving sadhus.
Yes, Prabhu.
One is by hearing and the other is by taking care of the bodily needs. Bodily needs you can understand. How can we understand hearing from sadhus as doing service for them?
How can I understand this hearing from sadhus?
Because you said two types of serving sadhus. One way is by hearing from them. Hearing from them is benefiting me.
Yes, Prabhu.
How is that considered service for the sadhu who is actually hearing?
Prabhuji, I will try to explain, but I will not say that, yeah, that's it like that. What happens is when we hear from sadhu, that is beneficial for us. We become devotee of Krishna. And when sadhu sees some other becoming devotee of Krishna, they become happy. Maybe in that sense also we are serving. We can put in that way. If any other way, Prabhuji, please. Right? I'll put that way, yeah. Okay, I'll stop here. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवताम की जय, जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय, श्री श्री राधा गोपीनाथ भगवान की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की जय.